Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new episode of the podcast. This is the 16th episode. Actually, I had to check the last episode to see which number is today's episode, and it is 16. You know the reason, because have not been recording the podcast for a long time, because I had started a series of words. You must have watched them, shared around 40 videos on that. Hope you have got benefited from them. If you haven't watched them yet, so check my video list in the description and have a look. And I furthermore uploaded a few videos lately on books, talked about a few books there, link given in the description already. Actually, a few students asked me to resume the podcast, and I too felt that podcasts are very essential and important for learning language easily and learning a lot of things side by side. And it allows me also to share things with you all. And I thank you for being patient in waiting, and thanks again for joining in to this podcast. I thought of talking about a question actually. A student asked me a few days back. She said she feels lack of passion in learning. Excitement, zest is gone. Although she was an enthusiastic and intelligent learner, but she feels stagnancy. And this question stimulated the idea of recording the podcast today only. So listeners, I would request to post your questions in the comment section so that next time we may choose that to talk about. And you may get a special mention also. So I thank this student to have asked me this question, and that helped me to have some content for today's episode. So coming back to question, why do we feel stagnant? Why do we lose interest in learning sometimes? Although when we started, we were very enthusiastic. When we were going through it, we were very, very passionate. But at some point, we lacked passion, we lost interest. Before I give some practical solutions to get over it, I would like to talk about what this state is actually. Remember, this is normal. Yes, you heard it right, this is normal. It happens to all those who are committed to improvement in their personalities, who are committed to learning, who want to add to their personalities, who want to do something great in their lives. This happens to them. I would like to give an analogy. When you are initially working on something, you don't see a change abruptly. It takes some time. It requires patience. Later, after a few months or maybe a few years, the change is visible. These small things you do every day consistently are compounded. This is called compound effect. And after some time, the change is visible and you feel happy about it. But later would come a time where you would see no change for a long time. And this is, for a learner, for a passionate learner, this is a tough period. And this is called Plateau. Plateau. We have a philosopher, Plato, Plato, okay, and we have a, which was considered to be a planet, but no more, it's called planet. We had Pluto, Pluto, but here it's Plato, Plato, the philosopher, Pluto, erstwhile planet. Now this one is called Plateau, Plateau. It means a flat highland. When you climb a mountain, the more you go up, the more accomplished you feel. But there will be a time when you reach its top, and then a plateau starts, the plain highland, before you reach to the other hill. And this is a great, easily understandable analogy. Now let me explain by giving some examples. For example, since this podcast is about language learning, this is about literature. For example, you wanted to learn language. You are enthusiastically putting your efforts You are doing everything with full concentration, focus, and animation. And a time comes, you see change. You feel that you are able to talk in English. You feel that you are able to understand when somebody talks to you in English. So this is great. This will make you feel great. But a time will come when the plateau will start. Monotony. You don't see change. You are stagnant for a long time, and this can cause the loss of interest. This can cause boredom. This can cause that the passion is gone because you are not seeing any change, and it's very tough time. Ask the gymmer who goes to gym, and after few months, 4, 5, even a year, the change is visible. He's seeing the muscles grown. He sees the shape being built. But after this year, a time will come when he's practicing, he's working out, but he's seeing no change. This is called plateau. Now, I've told you that this is normal. It happens with every learner. It happens with every learner. It happens with every person who is on a mission of achieving something. This plateau, state of plateau. Now, what is the way out? How to come out of it? The first thing you have to understand is this is normal. Okay. Now, what to do? I would like to give 3 tips. These tips I have actually come across by my own experience learning. So I would like to share them as per my own limited knowledge and limited experience. Number 1 you have to do is to revisit your goal. Why did you start it? If we talk about learning language, why did you start learning language? Make a list of things, of your objectives. Maybe you started it because you wanted to be a better communicator. You wanted to influence people. You wanted to motivate people. You wanted to be a better student. All these things you got to mention. You wanted better career options in your life. That's why you wanted to learn language, because it's required now. All these things you got to mention. This will motivate you, boost your enthusiasm again, because you are knowing, you are seeing the purpose of it, and you will put more efforts into it. Number 1, most important. Okay, this is the first thing you have to do. Number 2, do something difficult. See, when you have been working on something for a year or for a few months, initially these things were difficult, but a time came, the things became easier because you have been doing them for a long time. So it seems now monotonous. Now, what is suggested here is to do something that is difficult. For example, if you have been learning speaking in English, so you learn that. If you have been learning grammar, for example, you learn that also. Now do something difficult that is challenging a bit. Maybe start learning intonation, the rise and fall of voice. Start learning some other things which are related to it. Maybe you can read some books which are challenging. If you have been reading the books which are easy to understand, now choose those books which are a bit challenging. If you have reached to that level, you can maybe start reading Fyodor Dostoevsky's novel, The Crime and Punishment, or Leo Tolstoy's Anna Karenina, or maybe more. There are more available. You can consult someone who can suggest you few books which are difficult to read, difficult to understand. So this will make you know that you have not achieved what you wanted to achieve. So second thing you have got to do is to do something difficult. Challenge yourself with something that is difficult. And that will help you see that there are still more things which can make you work hard. Tip number 3, do something different. Now this is a little bit different from the second one. The second point was do something difficult, do something challenging. Now I'm saying do something different. If you're, for example, learning English language, you can start learning some other thing, maybe Arabic language or Turkish language or French or any other language. If you feel that you need to give yourself more challenge, then you must do something that is different than what you are already doing. If you have been learning, focusing on speaking skills only, now do work on writing skills also. If you have been only focusing on listening and speaking, now do reading also, something different, something greatly challenging for you, entirely different thing you start doing. And that will also help you to come out of that plateau, that stagnancy, that the feeling of lack of enthusiasm and passion. It will rejuvenate you. And one more extra tip I would like to give is to be with the people who are better than you. I think this is the fourth point I'm adding here. Be with the people who are better, or see the people who are better than you. If you're learning language and you have reached to a level, look at the people who are better speakers or better communicators, better writers than you are. So it will make you look at the better goal, and it will set you on motion again. So this is it for today's podcast. So we did discuss about plateau today, the stagnancy, the monotony in learning. Sometimes you can overcome by doing 4 things. Okay, I added one more. 4 things. Number 1, revisit your goals, do something difficult, challenging, and do something different than what you are already doing, and look at those who are better than you in learning, in achieving that thing. So thank you so much for watching this, listening to this till end. Thank you so much once more. God bless you all, and God be with you always.